We are less than 3 weeks away from the 50th running of the greatest race in the history of spring, which means the road to the spring Sizzler continues on. And on this episode, Rickey got a chance to talk with two-time Spring Sizzler winner, former track champion SK Modifieds, and part-time competitor in Cup, Xfinity, and Trucks, Preece.
Gearing ever so closer to the 50th running of the NAPA Spring Sizzler here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Rickey high above the start-finish line here at this famed half mile. Joined now by a driver that has crossed over the start-finish line first 37 times in his career here at Stafford and twice in the NAPA Spring Sizzler, Preece. Ryan, first off, thanks for joining us here today.
Yeah, thanks. Twice in the Tour Mod, and I think I've done it in the SK. I don't know if it was once or twice. I'm not really sure, but yeah, so I mean, it's a place that I certainly love to come and race at. I remember sneaking into the pits when I was a kid, and I know Mark and Lisa and all them aren't going to like me saying that, but you know, it's a place that I've really enjoyed racing at, and it's my roots, right? It's somewhere that I've been coming to since I was a little kid, and growing up and watching modified drivers like Mike Stefanik, Reggie Ruggiero, you know, and Ted Christopher all raced there, and then being able to get the opportunities that I've gotten to race in SKs and Tour Mods and win there also, it's been awesome. And going back and seeing some of the history on this race, it makes you want it and appreciate it that much more.
We mentioned a moment ago, 2 wins in the Spring Sizzler. What does a win in that race mean? You won it in what, 2017, 2018?
Yeah. My grandfather and I are, I think, the only grandfather combination to do it. So that was pretty cool, but it's a race that in years past, I know the laps have changed quite a bit over the years. This year's 100 laps where normally it's 200. So it's kind of a game changer. It's going to condense everything, and the tire compound that we're running on is so much different from years past. It wears out a lot quicker. So the battle is going to be track position versus who wants the freshest tires. And I think it's going to make it very interesting, and guys are going to be racing really hard because the SRX open seat is up for grabs for the winner. So it's going to be one that everyone's going to want to be there to see.
Yeah, that has come up several times over the course of talking with the competitors in the race, is that ticket to the SRX event on July 2nd. You mentioned 100 laps for the Sizzler on Sunday. There are twin dual qualifying races on Saturday afternoon. How does that change the game at all, if it does, you know, at all for you guys?
Well, it's more money, so it changes it for me. I mean, well, I'm always somebody who wants to go as it is, so you don't really have to light a fire under me to go chase after a heat race win. But you know, I think you're just going to need it's so much different than your 8-lap traditional heat race. It's like a mix of needing something, you know, for short run speed, but something that's going to last a little longer too. So it's certainly going to be interesting. I really like the concept of it because now a heat race pays, right? And now it pays a lot of money, and that's something that I know the Boehler family and myself, we race for a living. So things like that make a difference. And I'm really looking forward to doing this new format and going back and speaking about the SRX. You guys should call it the golden ticket. You know what I mean? It's like you can win the golden ticket.
I like it. I'll bring it up to management. You mentioned the Boehler family. Obviously, you're running Ole Blue here for the Sizzler, the same team that won the very first event here with Freddie DeCero in 1972. How'd that deal come back together for you, as you know, you drove and was very successful with that team at the beginning of your modified career?
Well, I think a lot of it, you know, it came from an unfortunate event with Eddie passing away, right? And I've been 100% loyal to racing with Eddie. I've never wanted to race with anybody else, and still it was a lot of fun being TS and racing with Eddie Partridge and everything that we did together. It was more of a family than it was just a race team. So really, Michael Boehler called me in the off season, and I really wasn't sure what I was going to do. I agreed to race at New Smyrna and do the Spring Sizzler, because back in 2008, when I won my first wheel and modified tour race with Ole Blue, and really we were on our way to I thought having a chance, or at least probably going to win the Spring Sizzler in 2008, my second race with them, and we blew up. So that car's always had a bunch of speed, and going back to New Smyrna and having the speed that it did reminded me of how good that car really can be. And sometimes, you have some bad years and everybody loses their confidence. But after tweaking it with Greg and Scott, guys that I've worked with a long time ago and continue to talk with to this day, tweaking on it and doing little things to get that feel that I needed out of it, it's just as fast as it was back in the day. So I'm really excited. Going into the Sizzler, hopefully we get a chance to test that at Stafford and kind of keep working on that package that or that direction that we were heading in New Smyrna, and have a bunch of speed, because I want that SRX ride.
It's come up a couple times now, just in this interview. You're looking at July 2nd. I mean, that's you obviously you want the Sizzler trophy, but man, that SRX ride and being a part of that group is pretty awesome.
Oh, absolutely. Well, it'd be really cool because Tony, obviously Tony Stewart is
Yep.
my boss, and I'm his designated driver. So it'd be nice to race against him one time. And doing it at my home track would be awesome. Just because I've won a championship there. I've won a lot of races there, and I'm gonna have to earn my way in, though. It's certainly not going to be easy with guys like Bobby Santos or Doug Kobe, and Chase Dowling's been really fast at the open shows. And a lot of these guys, Ron Silk, I'm sure there's a bunch of them. So we'll see. Hopefully Matt Hirschman decides to show up, because it'd be nice to beat him too. But yeah, we're gonna try our best.
April 23rd, 24th here at the Stafford Motor Speedway, the 50th NAPA Spring Sizzler. You mentioned Tony Stewart a moment ago. Final question for you. I know it's been a busy season for you already. You mentioned New Smyrna in February. You've done really well here in the truck the last couple of weeks with top 10 finishes in your last two starts in Vegas and Atlanta. What's coming up for Ryan Preece? I feel like you're a little bit of everywhere here in the first couple months of 2022.
Yeah, that's for sure. Honestly, I woke up this morning and thought about it. This is, as much as I have going on, it's just so different from years past, where I had a set schedule of knowing what I have to do and where I'm going to be. And this year I have a somewhat kind of, I kind of know where I'm going to be, but at the same time, I don't know where I'm going to be. But coming up, we have Richmond this weekend in the Xfinity Series with the number 5 BJ McLeod Motorsports Mohawk Construction Ford Mustang. And then I'll be at the Spring Sizzler, and the week after that I'll be racing the Cup Series. We're gonna be racing at Dover too, and there's a lot of open shows that I plan on doing up in the Northeast. Thanks to Call Before You Dig and Hunt Brothers Pizza and RaceChoice.com and everybody that's helped me. Morton Buildings. There's a lot of good modified racing coming up with Ryan Preece Motorsports, which is a team that I'm starting on my own now. Me, my father, and the same group of guys that we've had for a while. We'll kick that off in May, and just kind of do what Matt Hirschman's been doing for the most part. It's chase after the bigger money races and have some pretty badass race cars.
We'll look forward to seeing you here, Ryan. As always, thanks for joining us, and can't wait to see you up here for the 50th NAPA Spring Sizzler, April 23rd and 24th.
Thanks, Kyle, Rickey.